Hi everyone, Cleus Glory Young here. So, for someone who is involved in the self development world, I constantly hear where we're sharing with others, hey, change your thinking, change your thinking, change your thinking. And the concept behind that is that if someone could change their thinking, right, what's going to happen? It's going to change the results that are coming in their life. It's basically for people who are generating certain results in their life and they don't like it. So the concept behind that, hey, if you can change your thinking, then what's going to happen? It's going to change the results that are coming in your life. I started to really think about this and I'm like, do we really understand what is it that we're telling or sharing with others to do when we're saying, hey, change your thinking? Because at the end of the day, I was like, hey, can we really change our thinking? And this is something that you really have to ponder on. Can we really change our thinking? Because when I started to look at it now and I started to ponder on it, I'm like, hey, you can't change your thinking. So how is it that we're actually going out there and telling others to change their thinking? You really have to understand what is it that we really need to share with people so they can understand how to get different results in their life. And here's what we need to share. Not the concept of change your thinking, but the concept of create new thinking. Let's just put this in layman terms where you can understand it. For instance, we're doing construction, and construction is mixing up the cement so it could become concrete. Once it becomes concrete and it's hard, then it's something that's hard that you're not able to just break it up like that and change the elements of what's inside of it. Unless you're going to get like a jackhammer and come out here and use that jackhammer to break the concrete up, then that's the same thing with our thinking. When our thoughts are formulated into a pattern for a period of time, they now create what is called a thinking pattern. That thinking pattern, it's almost like the construction, they become concrete. When they're concrete now, those are the things that are going to generate the results to come in our life. So when we're saying, hey, change your thinking, we're not really understanding what is it that we're sharing with others. Because you can't change the thinking, you have to learn how to create new thinking patterns, which will now create different results in your life. Basically, as I said, it's like that construction concept. When you are mixing the cement and it becomes concrete and it's hard, unless you have that jackhammer that you can go and break up that surface, then you can't just change the element of what was placed in it. And it's the same thing with our thinking pattern. The thinking pattern becomes hard. Thoughts after thoughts are now calculated into a formula that becomes a pattern. That pattern now becomes hard, and that hard thing is what now brings the results that we need in our life. So, should we be sharing with others that they need to change their thinking? No. What we need to do is to share with them, hey, create new thinking patterns. How do you do that? That's easy. And that's another thing too. Those that we're sharing these things with, they may not even understand their thinking patterns. So how is it that we want them to change something that they don't even understand? It's logic, right? How do you share with others how to create new thinking pattern? Simple. Look at this. So this is actually the concrete that became hard. The result of that, now I can walk on it. Not only just me, but somebody actually park there, park on it as well. And other people walk by here. And it's because it's hard. It's the concrete. Now it's getting the results of people walking on it. It's the same thing now. Look at this. If this is a path that I have to take every day, then I could easily walk down that path. The concept behind that, because I could see it, I'm thinking just, hey, walk straight. What I have to do if I really want to create a new thinking pattern, what I would have to do, and I'll go over here. and I'll place this box right there in the path. If I'm walking down now, guess what's going to happen? I can't walk straight anymore. Now I would have to come to the side and then come around. What that does, it automatically creates what is called new thoughts. If I constantly walk down this path every day and I'm going here, now those thoughts are going to formulate it now into a concrete thinking pattern. That thinking pattern now is going to become automatic. So once I start to walk down here, I don't even have to look that there's a box anymore. It's just going to be like, hey, there's a box there. And automatically, that now is going to cause me to do what? Make a left turn. Why? Because I've done it not enough times for it now to germinate into a hard formulated thinking pattern. That concept now becomes a part of who I am, and that now will give me the results as I'm walking down here. Automatically I know how to go left. Why? Because I placed something in the environment. Because I placed something in the environment, it generated new thoughts. New thoughts now, if I continue to do it over and over, it develops into what is called a pattern. That pattern is called our thinking. That now, in a nutshell, is going to give us what is called results. So over and over and over again now, those thoughts are formulated. Can I go back and go change something in that thought? No. What I have to do now, right, is to come back now and move the thing out the way. So now it's going to create now in the concept, this is what's going to happen. It's going to go back to the old memory now of the thinking that I had before when there was nothing in there. So this is what I'm saying. You can't change your thinking. That thinking now is going to come back now and say, hey, there's nothing in the path. What did you do before? Literally, now I could walk down there. And is that concept now turned back into the same old thinking that I had before when nothing was there. So in order for us to really get someone to get new results in their life, is not for us to share with them that they need to change their thinking. What we need to share with them is for them to actually adjust the things that are in their environment which generate new thoughts. New thoughts, once it's repeated over and over again, then it's going to form a thinking pattern. That thinking pattern now, once it becomes hard, then it starts to germinate new results in our life. Basically, the concept of now your life is changed. So this is what I really wanted to come on here and share with others, because I hear it too often. Hey, change your thinking. Concept simple. Adjust the things in your environment, and what happens now, it adjusts your thought process. Your thought process now germinates new thoughts. New thoughts, once they are repeated, now becomes a thinking. Once that thinking now becomes hard and concrete, then it's now formulated into something that could generate results in your life. And that's simple. The results now begin to now make adjustment in your life. So it's not change your thinking, but adjust the things that are in your environment, and they will now generate new thoughts. All right? God bless.